And we begin things tonight with some breaking news. 2 people are dead after a shooting on Helena's west side. It happened at a home on the corner of Hauser Boulevard and Grant Street just after 6:30 this evening.
Time now for your local sports with Andy Curtis.
It's a big week for soccer here in the Queen City. The annual crosstown showdown between Helena High and Helena Capitals going on as we speak over at Nelson Stadium. We're going to have highlights from those games back here for you tonight at 10.
Time now for your Storm Tracker weather.
Back, everybody. Andy Curtis filling in for Curtis Grevenitz tonight. And don't worry, before Curtis took off to whatever ski weekend he's on, he gave me a signed certificate of approval. So with that, I give you the Helena Sky Cam. Beautiful evening out there, but a chilly one, 23 degrees, slight breeze making it feel like 23 degrees. And that's not too bad considering today was in the mid-40s. So 23 I think we can deal with after a day like this.
The physical requirements are only part of the job, though, as I found out after talking with Justice. Even though they may work underwater for a living, mer people still need to breathe air.
5 times a night on average, people will just come up behind the bar wanting to take pictures, or they'll be on the other side of the bar and we can motion them to say, hey, come back and take a picture with us. The tough part about that is sometimes people are very slow with their photos, so it's take a picture, be quick, because we gotta breathe too.
And avoiding drowning might not even be the hardest part of this career path, because underwater can be a lonely place.
Sometimes people just don't care about the mermen. Admittedly, ladies prefer it more, but sometimes guys will come up and to the window and take pictures, and they shoo you away.
So the next time you're in Great Falls, give the hard-working mermen and mermaids behind the glass a wave, a smile, and do it quickly. Dropping off my resume in Great Falls, Andy Curtis, MTN News.
I truly never dreamed I'd make a living doing what I do. I live a very, very unique life, and of course in my job I got 2 jobs. I got a fun job and a serious job, and the fun job is, making people laugh and have fun, and of course the serious job is the bull riding and working a barrel.
That's the thing most people forget when they see the face paint and baggy pants. Sure, he's a rodeo clown and gets to entertain arenas full of people all over the world. But much like when he was a firefighter, the dangerous task of keeping his fellow humans safe is still Denny's main concern.
People are a little naive to, nothing against it, but people are a little naive to my thing. They think we're kind of like a birthday clown, but I'll be honest, I'm not very good at birthdays. The serious end of it, of course, is the barrel in the bull riding, and it's my job. This is an island of safety. My job is to make sure that this barrel is set in a position of a bull rider or a bullfighter is in trouble. They can get behind my barrel, I take the hit. And, I always get people going, hey, it must be fun. I'll tell you right now, it ain't fun. It's best description I give people, it's like being thrown in a dryer, turn the dryer out and throw it down a flight of stairs. And that is exactly what it's like to ride on this barrel. You can't teach somebody how to be a rodeo clown so much. There has to be a lot of natural ability.
Well, that didn't stop me from wanting to give it a try.
That one handle, I always hook a handle underneath my arm, so that if I get blown, right?
Oh, you don't shoot.
But when I come this way, I'd hook it this way, so that when I got hit, I would never get blown out. Like if I get loose.
Apparently, though, getting in the arena with a live bull is a union thing, meaning they won't let me near one. So we found the next best thing.
The start of football season is here, and Andy Curtis is live tonight at Vigilante Stadium with a preview.
Can I get a pretzel?
Yeah, no problem. Hey, sorry, Julie, I'm a little busy here right now. I'm working with the Young Professionals of America at the concession stand here at Vigilante, but I'm going to get a break, and we're going to talk some football coming up next.
And as you can probably tell by the scene behind me, we are live here at Centennial Park in Helena for the annual Kids Fun Run. Now, a lot of excitement going on. I was engulfed just minutes ago by the kids getting ready to run this. They had to use some riot gear to push them back to the start line. And even as I speak, every one of them is trying to get a little bit closer to get an edge in this race. Now, they're not going to have any winners or losers, but it's just a great way for the kids to get out and have a little bit of fun before the Governor's Cup race going on in Helena tomorrow.
Capital! We are Capital! We are Capital!
Can't see a thing in there.
Everybody here is pretty geeked because it's the 46th annual Helena Capital Crosstown football game. East head coach Levi Weshy, you guys started out strong in the first half, but West got a little bit ahead of you going into halftime. What you tell the guys in the locker room?
I told them, number one, we got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot.
Just got an update from our donations command center. We're up to $10,000 in donations right now, so keep up the good work. Thanks to everybody who's given so far.
Well, if you find any Shriner, they'll take your money. We'd be glad to get it. Okay.
And a perfect opportunity to give that money to the Shriners. We've got the phone number up on the screen right now. And Gary, I know you're not from here, but you've been here a few times.
Sure.
And I hate to drop this question on you, but I'm going to ask you, who do you think's going to win this game? You've seen one half of football so far. What's your opinion?
Well, my opinion is that right now, I think the West, it looks to me like they got a great receiver on the West, number one.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, and once again, thank you for spending your election night with us. And we're going to go first to that one race that's topped every ballot in Montana and has been on the top of minds for many Treasure Staters, the U.S. Senate race. Well, state lawmakers unveiled a pair of bills that will remove any time limits in Montana on taking legal action against those who sexually molest children. State Representative Marianne Dunwell of Helena is sponsoring a bill that says anyone who sexually assaults or molests a child can be prosecuted at any time, no matter how long after the crime occurred. Well, President Donald Trump and lawmakers will try again today to reach an agreement on border security and to reopen the government. Tracy Potts has more on that from Capitol Hill, where Democrats responded to the president's primetime appeal last night. From Billings to Nashua, students across the Big Sky State were in Helena today for the 25th annual LEAD Conference. 250 students from more than 30 schools took part. Now, the area that felt the full force of the explosion was the campus of Carroll College, and that was a morning that the students and faculty will never forget. Fire officials are cautioning residents to ensure heat lamps for animals are properly secured after a fire destroys a Helena Valley saddle shop on Sunday. East Valley Fire Department Chief Dave Salmon says investigators believe an animal knocked over a heat lamp in a chicken coop, starting the fire. The fire then spread to nearby hay bales and then the saddle shop.
Woke up at around 10 o'clock to the fire alarm going off.
A house fire is one of the more devastating losses that a person or family can experience, because when a house burns down, people aren't just losing a building, but a home. Late last month, fire crews rushed to the scene of this house in Helena, which may not look bad on the outside, but once you walk through the door, you can see the inside suffered significant damage. I'm standing here in the living room of the home where officials say the fire started. And I know it looks awful, but Fire Marshal Lou Antonick says things could have been much, much worse for the family. Everyone got out safely this time because of some simple precautions, including installing working smoke alarms in every room of the house, closing doors to slow the spread of a fire, and having an escape plan that everyone in the house knows and knows well.
And so I was looking right over at it, so at that point I had no idea what was going on.
Next thing happened is Ed Noonan and the CAs came up on our floor and told us that we were going to have to evacuate. There was another explosion that took place after the initial explosion, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. But we knew that it was serious.
And he wasn't wrong. Many of the buildings around campus suffered severe damage, including Guadalupe Hall here behind me, which took the full force of the blast, knocking out windows, knocking out power, and making the hall unlivable. Because of that and some of the extensive damage to the rest of the buildings on campus, students and faculty were then bused to various areas around town, like the Civic Center and the Armory. But those buildings didn't stay full for too long.
It's gone good. It's been tough coming in, learning the new plays on the fly, learning the new terminology on the fly. But having guys like Reese and Coach Allett to help me out has been really, really helpful. So I'm coming along, I feel like.
What both Rob and Reese are not feeling is the pressure to beat the other guy out for the job. That's because the two hit it off almost instantly in the offseason, which was a bit of a surprise to the former Bengal.
We get along great. I wasn't actually expecting to, but it's cool coming in and having a guy as nice as Reese and me and him hang out a lot, and we have a good time together.
Rob came in, and him and I are pretty tight. We hang out a lot. I don't have any bitter feelings towards him. I don't think he has any bitter feelings towards me.
But what they do have is a good amount of respect for each other.
he's really, really strong-armed. I've never seen a quarterback with as strong of arm as he has. And he watches a lot of film. Like, he's smart.
I mean, he had to compete for everything he had when he was at Idaho State too. So he competes every day, and it makes me compete harder. And like I said earlier, it just makes us both better.
It's a good thing they feel that way, because competition is exactly what they're going to get from another hungry young quarterback in Helena looking to earn his spot on the team. I've got 4 years of eligibility. I do Pilates 3 times a week.
Are we going with Fortnite? Fortnite?
And I don't know the meaning of the word quit. Or please leave.
Feel free to use that play, boys.
How are you going to fill Carson's shoes? Because you just mentioned it yourself. He left the program in a great position, and I mean he's kind of leaving a bit of a shadow to come in here to pick up right where he left off. How do you plan on doing that?
Absolutely. He did a fantastic job, and I'll add my own style. But you know, he did a great job with the academics first piece, and we'll be building off of that for sure. And then just recruiting quality guys that want to be here and want to play the right way. And so we'll be you know, moving the program forward and adding our own flavor to it. Okay. Great, man. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All right.
Okay. High time for me.
Oh my. Hey, you told me you were in the gym all
Well,
summer
hold
working.
on. I'm working on mass. I'm working on strength. I didn't do any kind of stretching yet.
It's a reasonable shot because you can make it 70%. It's all about what's up here. It's a mental game. You want to play for something?
I don't know.
No? I don't know. Let's do something fun. You know, a couple bucks on the table. See what you got.
Okay, I guess.
How many kicks?
I want to say thanks to Frank for giving me my keys back. And if you're interested in playing pool at all, we've got some links in this story up on our website, montanasports.com. Stick around. We're going to be right back after this.
Baseball isn't just an American pastime. It's a worldwide game. Need an example? Just listen to the players. Pro teams, even here in Montana, are a melting pot of languages and home countries. A positive for the game, but a real problem when it comes to communication. So the Helena Brewers have been doing something about that, holding English classes for some of their Spanish-speaking players to help them gain an understanding of how to communicate here in the United States.
I went to the market. I went to anywhere. We went.
I think it would be of vast importance for them and benefit. And from a standpoint of, let's say you stay here, let's say you move to another team, let's say you go home, maybe say you want to move on. There's always opportunities when you know English or when you know another language.
We had a Thursday night start to the NFL, so why not a Thursday night AA football game? Helena taking the trip out to Hellgate tonight. Now, lightning delay made kickoff a half an hour late, and then when the game did start, Helena slipped on the first play in their own end zone for a safety, so it's 2-0 Hellgate, but Helena takes the lead here, though. Ty McGurran passes to Hayden Ferguson for the first touchdown of the game, make that 7-2 Bengals. But Hellgate answers right back. Raleigh Worcester over the middle to a wide open Fisher Richardson. He crosses the goal line to make it 8-7 Knights late in the first. But Helena responds in just a couple of minutes. Grady Koenig, a tough run to put Helena high ahead for good. They're up 14-8 there. Dakota Stock knocks down this jumper here for the first points of the game. And check this out. Anthony Amesback tries to get the rebound here, tries to put it back, but Trenton Pickering knocks it right into the parking lot. Real crazy play. The Warriors, though, are unfazed. Riley Spoonhunter with a nice up and under move here for the bucket. He gets it to fall. The Refiners respond. Pickering again, battling inside. He banks it in. But back to the Warriors and back to Spoonhunter. He attacks and dishes it to Amesback, who puts it in. Warriors take the throne in a crazy game. They win it 72-60. to 65. The Board of Trustees will have the final say on sex recommendations. And he might not have the final say, but he definitely has the first say on the weather around here. Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
Yeah, we start talking about this cold air.
It's one of the Montana Lottery's favorite times of the year. Now, Curtis, not that you would leave this job, but what do you think you'd do if you won the Montana Millions?
I'd come back to work. Yeah, I love the weather too much.
Great answer.
In the weather, hopefully more of the same, because this week has been pretty nice.
Did you go to the same weather forecasting school I did, Jacob?
I
Because
might
that's
have.
pretty close to what we got coming up. If you like today, you're going to love this weekend, but there will be some snow in the forecast. I'll tell you when, coming up next. Taking a look at the Doppler is a whole lot of nothing. It's really boring out there from a weather standpoint. No rain, no sleet, no slush, nothing coming from the sky today, and that's going to be the case as we head into the weekend. So if sunshine on your shoulders makes you happy, well, you're going to be really happy for the weekend and into next week. Now, the downside to that, though, is some, well, technically speaking, icky air in the Helena Valley. I'm going to touch on that. Air conditions and air quality is not too good out there right now, but I'll touch on that in the full forecast. And snow will be coming. It's just going to take a while. Again, we'll have a little bit more in-depth look at all those things coming up later. To the south, heading out to the east, back to the Midwest, to the Great Lakes states. They're going to be getting some rain and snow, things that we should be getting here in Montana at this time of the year. And here's what we call in the business a teaser. We may be getting some of that coming up later next week. Now, here's something to pay attention to. Helena is cooler than Great Falls. Same with Missoula is also cooler than some of the higher elevation areas, and that's because there's some high pressure that's parking itself over the state that's causing what scientists like Katie and Curtis call an inversion. Now, that not only is going to make temperatures in the valley cities like Helena and Missoula, for example, be a little bit cooler for the rest of the weekend, but it's also going to trap in pollution from cars and wood-burning stoves, things like that. So, especially in Helena for the weekend, air quality is going to be not the best.
If you have any other questions or need to see any more information about it, check our website, montanasports.com. Now, the kids are looking ready to go. This race is going to start off here in just a couple of seconds, but I'm going to get the jump on them. I'll see you guys later.